And good board game afternoon, everybody. I thank you for joining me once again on this kind of a rainy Sunday afternoon here north of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Again, thanks for joining me. Today I am going to continue my little solo adventures in Too Many Bones. And I know that we all love Too Many Bones. It seems it gets a lot of love out there, which I'm very happy about because it's my favorite game. Although Final Girl has been creeping up, but they're different animals, so that's all I'm going to say about that. We are going to try Nugget, who I have never personally played myself before. It is my wife's favorite gearlock. Nugget, let's take a look at her board here. She is a melee range character, which means she does have some skills called Sling Stones, which you can earn that allow her to attack ranged. However, she is mostly a melee character and will start in one of the 4 melee spots. I don't know why I missed that one there. There we go. As far as when battles happen, and we've decided to fight Nom. So let's take a look at Nom's card. Nom is again one of the shorter length tyrants to face in our adventures. He is a troll, and he's got some interesting powers. A very interesting one we'll get to in a second when I flip it over, but let's read his card just for some flavor. Trolls as a species are not so smart. Nom, the troll chieftain of the Shale Fist region, is no exception. However, no one has ever felt the need to point that out to Nom due to obvious reasons like size differentials and thunder clubs. It could also be because Nom loves to imprison those that anger him and then face off against his prey in a cage battle one by one. Looking down at the lower left of his card, you can see that he will pull the different types of monsters, being, I believe that's trolls, and I can't remember what that one is in the middle, and scaled, which is like dragons and things like that, but I feel embarrassed. I can't remember what that stands for. If anyone in chat knows, feel free to pop in and say. But anyway, dudes with 2-headed axes. And we have, excuse me, we have to get 6 progress. That's on the middle of the right of the card in the gear. So we have to get 6 progress towards him in our trek across the lands of Daylor. And we have 8 days in which to do that. So we don't have a long time to build up Nugget's different skills. We have a maximum of 8 days. If we get to the 9th day, we lose automatically. He gets away. But let's look at the back of his card here. Clubbing with Nom. His baddie Q, which I've explained in my last video, which I'll put a little link in wherever that goes, up at the top somewhere, where you can take a look at more of an explanation. But our baddie Q is going to be made up of baddie points when we face him. You know what? I'm not going to read the whole thing now. We'll save it as a surprise for later when we finally do get to face him. We have set up our mat already. Again, in my previous stream, I showed how to do that and what this mod does, which is quite fantastic. I'm ready to go. So I have decided to play in adventure mode because I'm not crazy. I'll still lose anyways, but I have put in my extra 2 health, so I'm a total of 6 health, and I upped my chips to reflect that. And our first skill we put into Long Blade. Now, Long Blade is one of Nugget's standout skills from what I've observed. We'll go take a look at it here. If I can find it, Long Blade is right there. So it has 5 sides, none of them are bones, so you cannot miss with this. And the interesting thing about Long Blade is it acts as a really long blade. In other words, it's ranged. So looking over at the different things here, let's find here, where's that logo? Right here. Nope, lucky choice. Why can't I find it? Oh, there we go, longsword. You deal the number of damage that I roll and place the die back in your skill slot. Now that's huge in this game, meaning it does not get exhausted. You can use it again and again and again. And it's basically, am I looking at the right one? I hope I am. Yes. It is a ranged shot, which is kind of to any target. In other words, it doesn't have to be an adjacent target. So that's pretty interesting. Really fun skill to use. Looking back up, we're going to go down probably to one of my other favorite ones that I've seen my wife use is Nugget's Dagger, and I'm hoping to expand into that. Nugget's Dagger, I believe, puts a bleed on, so you can see here. I wish I could get closer to it. Does that help? No, not really. Maybe if I do that and come in. No, not really. So Nugget's dagger has one face that's the bones and the rest that do bleed effects with some extras. So going over to find where that is here, draw blood, deal the number of damage that we roll, also place the bleed effect die. And bleed works very similar to poison in this game, where it will kick in every single turn. I'll have to double check that because again, I've never played this and I've never used bleed. Actually, you know what? Let's pop over and go do that right now and look at bleed. Bleed. Place the bleed effect die on the target. Okay, so it's one true damage at the start of its turn and lasts the entire battle. So unlike poison, it doesn't tick down. They're either bleeding or they're not bleeding. That's really cool. Okay, I'm starting to like Nugget a lot, and I can see why my wife likes her so much. But let's get this road on the show. Now, I believe with the mod, I have been able to mix in some of the other encounter cards so we don't get the same 3 starters, although there's not saying with RNG that we might get the same ones. So let's have a look. That is not the one I'm used to, so let's look. Duster's Aid. Duster had always been a divisive gearlock. Folks seemed to either despise and mistrust her or romanticize her life and exploits. Naturally, the council had a number of excuses for taking her from the deep wood as a child. Like most things council-related, gearlocks tend to trust and believe it word for word. When Duster reappeared in Obendar just days ago, she had a very different story to tell. The warnings she offered prior to heading into the deep north have the town on edge. Many simply don't believe she's betrayed her fellow gearlocks and swear she's been framed. Others think the Duster up in Ebenhart must be some sort of clone or imposter. She left a few helpful tools around town should the residents of Obendar decide to rebel. It feels strange putting them to use against her and her fellow tyrants, but free help is free help. So for those of you who don't know too many bones, Duster is a tyrant in the base game, and apparently when Undertow came out, which was kind of a standalone expansion, she became a playable gearlock. So very cool. I've never got a chance to play with that gearlock. It's coming up sooner or later, but not yet. You guys can still hear me okay, right? With the battery in one of my lights just went out, so I hope that's all right. You can see me okay, and you can hear me, I know that. Anyway, so let's see what we're going to have to choose by. So they don't seem to be battle choices. Choice number 1 is, this cachet seems oddly personalized. Each gearlock gains one of their consumable dice. Okay, and then the second choice is, this cachet has nothing special, but it's plenty useful. Treat this card as loot. Tough Shroom Extract. Heal entire party for 2 HP when used in battle, or heal entire party to max HP outside of battle. Now that's interesting. Jordan, how you doing? Oh, I like the new name, Jordan Cottage Meeple. Jordan is coming out with a channel pretty soon, a streaming channel, and eventually a YouTube channel. I will definitely promote that once she's all set up and ready to go, but thank you for joining me. Yeah, I've never played Nugget, so I'm pretty excited about this. Maybe you can let me know. Can you hear and see me okay? I lost a light. It burned out. It didn't burn out. It ran out of battery. But so I'm kind of dark on this side, but I'm thinking you can still see me okay. I'm going to move the light, the remaining light closer, which is plugged in. It's weird, right? It gives me like, with the reflection in the glasses, it looks like I'm frowning. I'm not frowning. I'm enjoying this. So what are we going to choose here? Each gearlock gains one of their consumables. Well, I don't know a lot about Nugget's consumables, so let's go have a look at our mat. So we have a Scrambler, very slightly dark. Yeah, thanks. There's not much I can do. I guess I could plug that in, but I'd have to do the be right back thing, so I'm not going to do that right now. Scrambler, Gem Decoy, and Sling Stones. Now, Sling Stones, as I mentioned a little earlier, are very important. They allow me to attack with a base attack, not a skilled attack, as if it were ranged. So generally you have to earn them. You can see them down here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I believe if we start with that consumable, we're actually going to start at 5. So we would have 5 ranged opportunities. Oh, I just don't know. But she also does not have a heal as far as I know. So again, if we zip up to her card, that second choice gives us a heal. Heal the entire party for 2, which is us, when used in battle, or heal the entire party max outside of battle. Oh, gee, that's a tough choice. That's a tough choice. But I think I like those Sling Stones. What does everyone think? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Give me 1 second. Hope I didn't screw everything up there. I think I can plug this in and then try and find somewhere to clip it real fast here. I don't like doing this thing on camera, but tis what it is. See, that's brighter, but now can I find somewhere to clip it is a real question here. That's not going to stay there. And I just put it there. That doesn't really do anything. I don't know. Oh, maybe I'll plug it in on top of my monitor. See if that helps. I don't know. I'm thinking. Don't know if that helped, but it is some extra light anyway. All right, so I think I'm going to go with the sling stones, and I'm going to grab those. They are right here, and we'll put them into our sling stones at maximum. So we have 5 sling stones to use, which basically means when we roll attack dice, we can use the sling stones to make whatever those attack. I don't know if it's all the dice. Let me go read that actually, or just one of the dice. Sling stones, see back for details. Well, that would be here. Sling stones starts, okay, we know that. They're needed in order for Nugget to use attack dice against a baddie when targeting a non-adjacent baddie, so ranged. She has to downtick the sling stones die by 1 for each attack die rolled. So if I have 4 attack dies, I can, lose 4 of my 5 sling stones to make them ranged. But it's an option, and I like having options. So, all right, that's cool. We are going to go do our day 2, and our progress as we head down the road 1 step at a time until we get up to, man, he's ugly. Nom, not as ugly as that Drellin paleface that we faced last time. He was super ugly. But that would end that encounter. We do get that progress and a training point. So let's go have a looky at what we're going to do. And again, I just don't know a lot about her. So we're going to have to do some reading here. So the first skill set, I believe, is called Gifted, which is Wisdom, Lucky, and Golden Touch. And you have to choose them in this order. You have to start with Wisdom, then proceed there. Lucky, then the Golden Touch. Combat Proficiency, which is the Keymaster line, I think. Key 9. Well, let's go read some. I don't know a lot about them. So Gifted, from an early age, Nugget had a knack for finding things. She often seems to locate items without even trying. Luck is clearly on this Gearlock side, so she likes the treasure. So on Wildborn, may use this in your backup plan if we get the bones. If we get the other symbols, it's mislead and then the number. So I guess these 3 dice here would give you able to use them on a 1-point baddie, and those 2 would be for a 5-point baddie. Remove the number of points from a battle mat and add to the bottom of the BQ. That doesn't seem like something very good. Meh. All right, not liking that line. Combat Proficiency is the Keymaster line. The eye of a Keymaster can spot the most intricate of details. These details can lead to major advantages when exploited. So that starts with the footy looking ones. Move mods. Alter movement for you or your target by a number. We're not playing with a fellow Gearlock, so we wouldn't be using that. Does not cost dex. So we may be able to move diagonally. So that's kind of interesting. Keen Eye. Wow. So that has 1 bones and 4 different sides. Keen Eye has 4 must-use bones and 2 sides. I don't like the look of that at all. What are we going to do here? So we've got Propellist. Using her bolo, dagger, and even her long blade to reach any baddie at range. Okay. So Tinkered Bolo. Where is that on here? Down here, I'm thinking? Dash. Increase your movement by the number you roll. There's no bones to roll there, so that's pretty interesting. Although, what are those other things on it? I might be looking at the wrong side. Oh, that's here. Move mod. So that's Tinkered Bolo. Defense dice mods. So that is that one there. So we increase our defense, our dexterity mod. So that could be an interesting line. That could be very interesting. We've already taken long blade, so we're already in there. You know what though? That dagger's pretty. I'm going to take that. Oh, no. No. Hang on a second here. We should maybe look at up here. I'm thinking I need to make an attack roll and go for an attack die. So after all that reading, I'm going to go for an attack die. Now I have 2 in attack already. You can see up there. I'm going to have to roll 2 attack dice and hopefully not get any bones. If not, we have to do something else. And we are good. So let's clear those away. I'm going to take one of my attribute dice and increase my attack by 1. I'm going to do some dexterity next time, I think. So we can make a total of 3 attack, 1 defense, but we only have 3 dexterity. So we can only do a total of 3 from those things, including whatever skills I decide to use. So let's move on to our next encounter. How about that? Early in exile, the old Gearlock is shouting, "They're insane, mad, no principles, none whatsoever. Don't do it, don't go. You're cleaning up their mess. They broke Daylor, forgot the songs, forget the legends. It was us. We meddled. We meddled. We meddled. We..." The rant is broken up by a coughing fit, one that seemingly refuses to end. By the first bend in the road, his rants have begun to draw the wrong kind of attention from the woods. Wow, 3 choices. Check that one out. Okay, so we have 2 battle choices, it looks like, and then a non-battle choice. So let's read them through. Let's look at the bottom of the card first. No matter which way, as long as we're successful in what we choose, we're going to get a progress point, we're going to get a training point, and we're going to get a loot. Taking the first choice, we would get an extra training point. So try to ignore the stranger. Baddie Q made up of baddie points. At the start of each round, initiative is reset. Re-roll the Gearlock initiative die and replace baddie and initiative. Wow, okay, baddie initiative die. That's different. We would get a bonus training point. So number 2, we would get some bonus loot. Use the stranger as bait. The party takes 1 giant step backwards, leaving the Gearlock alone in the front. BQ is made up of baddie points, and if I'm not mistaken, we're on 2, so we would have 2 1-point baddies. Place a stack of 2 health chips on a melee Gearlock. Starting position to represent... Oh, on the melee Gearlock starting position to represent an extra unit. It cannot move or attack, but baddies will treat it as an opposing unit. Interesting. Or choice number 3, we would get no bonuses. Believe the stranger, you quit and go home. Baddie Q is your conscience. Game over. Thank you for playing too many bones. That's awesome. I've never seen that one before. Nice sense of humor. So we're not choosing number 3. I think we're just going to go all out here and try this number 1. I know I'm going to forget to renew the initiative each time, but it's only my initiative die that's rolling, and then we have to reset the initiative. Okay, so let's set up our 2 1-point baddies. So we'll go up to the automatic baddie Q setter upper. And oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. Well, it is what it is. I could have scouted. And if you watch my last video, you know that scouting can be really important, but let's just do this. So we have got a melee troll brute. Not a ton of health. Yes, I mixed in a couple of other cards just to get some variety on the starting roll. That one was funny though. That was really good. I've never seen it. So he's a troll brute with thick skin and careless. So thick skin is basically has a permanent defense die. So let's just say I roll 2 damage against him. His thick skin will absorb 1 and he'll take 1. Or if he has a defense die as well, his defense die will absorb, then his thick skin will absorb, then he'll take damage. He also has careless when he rolls a bone, so he's going to hurt himself. So let's hope he rolls some bones. He's melee, and as you can see, he's a troll, and he gets 1 attack die and 1 defense die. Next up, we have a ranged dragon whelp. He only has 2 health and 5 initiative, so he's a little speedy. Oh, by the way, our thick-skinned troll brute over there is super slow. He has 1 initiative. He gets to roll, that's not good, 2 attack and 1 defense die. So he actually may become a priority here. Take out. But in any case, let's get their initiative in there. Well, we know he's going to go last because I don't have a 3 on my dice. Oh, did I leave it down here? I did. All right. let's roll our... by the way, is the music okay when I'm speaking, and it should get louder when I'm not? It looks like it's working to me anyways. All right, let's roll our initiative die. See what we get. 4. All right, so unfortunately, our super speedy dragon whelp is actually going to get to go first. And surprisingly, he's going to target me. Sounds good, thank you. As I mentioned earlier, she's a melee range character, but has to start on a melee space. So we're going to start over here because I'm thinking I'm going to use those sling stones to try and take this dude out. So first, our dragon whelp is going to go with 2 attack and 1 defense. So let's spawn our dice rollers. We'll roll his defense, and then we'll roll his attack. Oh, that hurts. So he's going to get 2 defense. Yuckity yuck. Fix that. And he's going to hit me for 3. So he's taking me to half health. Actually, I'll do it up here so everyone can see. Immediately. That does not bode well. Okay, well, we're going to go next, and we are going to target them. We need 4 somehow. I don't know how we're going to do that. Okay, I have a max of 3 things that I can do. I think I'm going to have to put 2 and 1 and ignore the 3rd attack there because I need some defense. So let's roll. Oh, okay, well, I got 2 defense. Let's put that up here first and lock it in. I also have long blade, which is a guaranteed hit, so I can't get a bone. So let's roll that and 1 attack die. Okay, we got 1 attack. And I rolled, whoopsie, what did I do? I took the wrong die, didn't I? Oh my goodness. I did not take the long blade die. You can't roll a 6 on long blade. So let's roll that, and we get a 1. And it is not exhausted, so I'm putting it back there. So we've a total of 2 damage. So all we've really managed to do here is knock off that. Oh, and he weakens me. I missed that. So he's only going to he's going to end up with 1 defense. So let's give him his 1 defense back. Brutal. And I got to put the weakened die on myself. I'm going to figure out which side it is here. Although that will come off on my next turn. And finally, I think I'm toast here. Finally, our troll brute is going to move 2 towards me. And he's going to attack with 1 and 1. Let's see how we do here. 1, 1. Oh my goodness. That's just freaking awful. He hits me for 1. I have 2 defense at least, but that's going to knock me down to 1 defense. At least it didn't damage me anymore. And that is the end of our round. I did not use my sling stone. I used the long blade. Oh, did I delete that? Where'd it go? Where did long blade go? Okay, that's really weird. I'm pretty sure I put it back in his long blade spot. Let's go over to our trove chest. And find Nugget. Search. And find the long blade. And drag it out. I love this mod. It's so good. You're never out of stuff. Put it in the slot. Pulls that up. So I used the long blade last time because I couldn't attack with 2. I only had 1 dex to use, so I'm not using that attack dice. I used the long blade for the range, and I did not use a sling stone because long blade is ranged if I want it to be. Okay, now the way I'm understanding this is I now have to, we're going to reset for round 2. And according to our card here, we have to re-roll the Gearlock initiative dice every round. So let's re-roll our initiative. I'll grab that out and do it over here. Oh, it doesn't really change anything. Okay. Now, theoretically, the weaken would come off right now, but that guy is just going to apply it to me right away again because he goes first. Let's change that to round 2. He's going to attack me naturally, and he's going to roll 2 attack and 1 defense. Oh, man. Oh, he can't roll his 1 defense. He has a defense, so 2 attack. He gets a bones. I don't think bones do anything to him. Nope. But he hits me for 2. So I'm going to lose that last shield and take another damage. Oop, wrong way. I'm down to 2. We're not making it through this battle. Nugget, you're disappointing me so quickly. It's now my turn again. I've been weakened again by him. I'm down to 2 health, so I don't have anything that lets me do anything, do I? No, I don't. And I don't remember what that first card let me do. Each gear lock 1. Oh, the consumable dice. That was the sling stones. Okay, so that's what I did there. So that doesn't help. Well, I'm going to continue targeting them, the dragon whelp, with my long blade. And 1 attack die and 1 defense die. So pretty much similar to last time. Okay, so 2 defense is good. Oh no, I only get 2 things to do. So again, I'm not using that. So I'm only going to get to do that and my long blade. So let's roll our long blade. And we get 2. So we're going to damage for 2. We're putting 2 defense in. And so he's going to lose his shield and take 1 damage. He's down to 1, but he's still on the board and he's still weakened me. So that's the end of my turn. Theoretically, this comes off me now, but I mean, we'll just end up putting it back on next time he goes. And now our big troll brute is going to hit us for 1 attack and 1 defense. And by the way, for whoever's watching, I use something called the 3-strike rule, just to make these streams a little more concise. So if I get KO'd 3 times, even if we haven't been to the tyrant yet, game over. Okay, so he's going to roll 1 and 1. Let's roll his 1 and his 1. And oh, he can't roll 1. I'm sorry, he can't roll that because he can damage me for 1 or attack me for 1, which is going to tick this down and thankfully not take any damage. And now we're going on to round 3. Once again, I have to re-roll my die, so let's take that out and roll her up. And again, it doesn't really change anything. So our dragon whelp once again is going to attack us with 2 and 1. Boy, oh boy. Hits me for 4. I think I'm dead. I think I'm KO'd. I'm pretty sure I'm KO'd. Yep, I only have 2 left and 1 that. And we go 1, 2, 4 Nugget. That is a bad sign. So that's 1 of our 3 strikes. We lost. Rest and recover. I don't know how you tell it. Yes. There we go. So I won't be able to do much else during. And we now have to clean up this battle mat. We can throw that. And we take these guys to the built-in cleanup function on TTS, which is awesome. And it puts them in the discard pile and resets their chips, etc., where they should be. And my initiative die comes out, so I can lose again in our next round. I'm wondering, let's go look at Nugget's sheet. Well, it says she's decent in co-op and solo, so I obviously don't know how to play her very well. Okay, I got to reset my long blade. And I'm out. So I lost. I don't get to do any of these things, although we do lose a day. Not good. Not a good start. Let's move on to our next encounter, and we've licked our wounds already, so. Okay, special encounter number 3 for us. So crossing the Cibron again. Now the card that's in the base game, one of the first 3 special cards is crossing the Cibron, so this is interesting. Same river, same crossing, same Molnor trader, waiting to take advantage of our need. It's as if the beginning of this journey has been on repeat for ages. Does fate have no taste for variety? Preparing to tuck ears and walk like a commoner for the umpteenth time, fate at last decides to change things up. An enormous tentacle reaches up from the river and pulls the Molnor trader into the Cibron. Saving its life might yield some rewards, but its ferry is right there for the taking. I like his thinking here. So choice 1 is a non-battle, choice 2 is a battle. If we're successful at either one, looking at the bottom of the card, bottom left, we're going to get a progress. Bottom right, we're going to get a training point and a loot if we're successful. So our first choice gives us no bonus either way. See ya, Molnar. It's been real annoying. You take the ferry across and watch with morbid curiosity as the Molnar is devoured by a hideous legendary guardian of the Cibron, who will definitely not make an appearance in a future adventure. I'm assuming Undertow. That would be an obvious example of writing completely devoid of nuance. Success. Shuffle special encounter Molnar traders. Just kidding. What does that mean? Okay, so we don't shuffle in the special encounter? Okay, fine. Choice number 2 is a battle. Rescue the poor sap. We did have some fun times together over and over. It wasn't all bad. So the BQ will be baddie points. At the start of each round, roll a d6. 1 to 3, the tentacle immediately lashes the strongest unit on the battle map for 1 true damage. Eesh. 4 to 6, at the end of this round, tentacle pulls the weakest unit on battle mat under. Immediate KO. Wow. Okay, I'm not even taking that chance. Hey, Vigor, how are you doing, bud? Nice to see you again. I appreciate you popping back in. Yeah, don't do it. So I think I'm going to do the first one, unless that's completely a joke. We'll just take the success. We don't get to mix in the special encounter card. I get that part of the joke. But that second one seems super nasty. So we're not going to do that. We're going to take our progress, training point, and loot. So before I forget, as I usually do, let's advance our day. Let's advance our progress. Like watching that. Let's grab our loot. See what we get. A fortunate discovery. So we're going to get one of our consumables again. We already have the sling stone, so it'll leave us 2 choices. I may actually hold on to it though, in case I want to use it to get more sling stones when I run out. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then our training point, I'm going to put into Dex. Let's see if we can do a little bit more with that Dex. There we go. So that's the end of that encounter for us. Moving on to the next. We are now out of the special starting encounters and onto our solo set. Just out of reach. I love rocky landscapes. Trouble is easy to spot, and it's a breeze to cover larger distances. Sparkling streams of fresh water are commonplace in the mountains of Daylor, one of the land's few mercies on ill-prepared travelers. Up ahead, the narrow corridor I'm following suddenly opens into a sun-bathed canyon with a peaceful creek flowing just beyond. That doesn't sound good. I know it sounds good, but this game. Such a place would offer some much-needed resources, but odds of an ambush are high. There we go. If I waltz out into the open, I might be picked off before I can taste that cool mountain water. I might be able to scale this wall and find a higher pathway around, but that will take time I'm not sure I have. Take a sip of a drink here and see the back. So we have 2 battle choices. If we're successful with either one, we're going to get a training point and a loot. The first one will give us a progress though. See, we have no progress on the bottom of this card and we need that progress. So I'm leaning towards that, but let's read them. Brave the open air. BQ's baddie points. At this point, we'll have 4 1-point baddies. Except we have to add 2 baddie points to the baddie queue. So we will be facing 1 5-pointer and 1 1-pointer. Any ranged baddies start at the top of the initiative meter automatically. Wow. So that's our choice that would give us a progress and an extra training point. The second one will just give us an extra training point. Ready the ropes and climb. From your high vantage point, you see that there was, in fact, an ambush set for you at the clearing. Payback time. Baddie points is the same thing. So we'd have a 5 and a 1, but we have surprise, and baddies cannot move during the first round. Now, surprise, I believe, means no matter what they roll, they will all go under me in the initiative meter. Where's surprise? Right there. After setting the initiative for this battle, move all opposing units to the bottom of the initiative meter, maintaining their order. So that's interesting. I really think, though, that our choice is going to... Oops, wrong button. Our choice is going to have to be number 1. Any range baddies start at the top. So that could be nasty. I agree. I need the progress. Absolutely. So let's do choice number 1. So we're going to have to set up, reset this and set up a 6-point. Unfortunately, I can't scout because I was injured and had to recover. So we're going to 6. And Lord knows what kind of disgusting baddies we're going to get. Let's reset that. Okay, what do we got? No range, no range, no range. Okay, so that's a melee. I'll read them in a second. And a melee. Okay, so they don't get to go to the top automatically. Let's see our first one here. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I'll explain it. An Orc Rager has 5 health and 3 initiative, so he's middle speed. No, 5 and a 1 isn't so bad. He is a melee, obviously. He gets to roll 2 attack dice, but he has raiding and rage 2. So raiding means whenever there's another orc, like that one, he gets to roll an extra attack dice. Rage 2 means whenever he's not at full health, he gets to roll 2 extra attack dice. So pretty much I would have to take him out like boom right away, or he's going to get a total of 4 attack dice, which is just nasty, nasty, nasty. He is kind of slow, so we'll put him there. And next is an Orc Grunt. I'm assuming this is our 1-point baddie. Has 4 health, still decent amount of health, a little bit slower. He's a 2. He has rating as well, so rather than just his 1 and 1 attack die, he's going to get to roll 2 and 1. And he's a 2, so let's bring his die out, put it below, and here's hoping I get, well, I don't think I can get less than a 3 on Nugget's die. We can see that somewhere. I know I've seen it down here. So he's 2, 3. Oh, we can get less than a 3. Oh boy. Okay, just spoke too soon. All right, so we got a 3, which means we get to choose if we're going to go in front of or behind. Obviously we're choosing in front of, and let's get ourselves on the board right here, because the first thing we're going to do, or maybe right here would be smart. No, maybe. Because if I blow one of my decks on moving, this guy won't be able to hit us this turn. So it's food for thought. So let's do that. Let's use one of our decks to move there to start off. So we're now down to 3 decks. So we can definitely roll our longsword for some of that guaranteed damage. And we have a total, so I have 3 decks left. So that's 1. I think we have to roll that defense, 2, 3. So that's what we're going to roll. Oops. So we're going to roll 1 defense, 1 attack, and 1 long blade, because we've already moved for one of our decks. So let's roll our long blade first. Okay, 1 damage. And we'll roll our defense next, and then our attack. All right, so a total of 2 damage. We're going to slot in our defense. We get to put long blade back, which is a love. And we're going to hit this guy for 2. And off he goes. Now I believe that his buddy there is going to go next. Our Orc Rager. Kind of a cool name. Ugly fellas though, right? And there's Nugget. She's pretty. All right. He's going to move 2, and since we get to choose which way, we'll just send him up this way. He doesn't have any defense dice to roll, so he is not going to do anything else at this point. And next, our Orc Grunt is going to go, and he's going to hit us again because of his rating with 2 attack and 1 defense. Do I have defense? I got 1 defense. Okay. So 2 attack, 1 defense, just like we see there. Oh, man. This is going to be one of those games, I feel it already, where my rolling is just terrible. So he gets a defense, and he's going to hit me for 3. I can only defend against 1, so I'm going to immediately take 2 damage, down to 4. Don't like that very much. No, rating is not great. That's why I got to get this guy off the board. Moving to round 2. Right, I don't have to re-roll my initiative this time. That was last round. I'm going to go first. And I'm going to attack him again. Same kind of idea, although... Oh, I guess that guy's going to whack me next time. Not a whole lot I can do about it. All right, not much we can do. So I'm going to attack him, and I don't have to waste a dex on moving. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. See if we can get our defense. That was... Okay, I'm mulliganing that. That didn't even seem to roll. That was weird. There we go. I shouldn't have mulliganed it. That's a bones. All right. We got 2 damage there and a 1 here for a total of 3 damage, which he has 2 left plus his defense, so that's going to knock him out of the game. But we don't have a defense for once this clomper comes and attacks us, which is right now. 1. And he's going to roll. He doesn't get the bonus attack die anymore, so that's good. And we haven't hit him, so he can't kick in his 2 extra die from that. You know what? Let me double check that. I always mess these up sometimes. It's the one thing that everyone complains about with too many bones. You always have to refer, but better to refer than guess. So, sorry, rage is right there. And then the number, which he has 2. So if this unit is not at full HP, it gains the number of additional dash dice. So it is right. He's going to get 2. He's going to get to roll 4 against me right now. Oh, that hurts. Oh no, but he's not damaged, so he doesn't get to roll any of that. Just the 2 that are there right now. Okay, so he hits me for 2. I have no defense. I'm down to 2 health. Once again, yucky poo. Yucky poo. All right, we're gonna, I don't know why I moved them all the way down there. Moving on to round 3. He loses rating, thank God. So we are going to move for 3 of our, we're going to play a little of kiting here. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3. And we have 1 dexterity left, and I'm going to roll a kind of a wasted round. I know we're going to roll our defense die and slot it in. Oh, I don't really have to do that, do I? I don't really have to roll that. I'm going to roll long blade because he can't hit me right now. But let's roll long blade. Let's roll long blade properly. There we go. Same result. Okay, 1 attack. And because we're ranged now, I have to tick down 1 of my sling stone. Oh no, long blade is ranged. So we hit him for 1. Now, you know what? That was a very dumb move. So let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's stick with our 1 defense die and not attack him at all, because that rage 2, it means he's going to, although it doesn't matter if he can't hit me. No, it doesn't. So let's accept what we did. He's now going to go, and he's going to go 1, 2, but he can't get near me. He will be able to roll an extra attack die, but only when he can attack me orthogonally. I love that word. Oh, thank you. Yep. Actually, one thing I love about this game is just infinite die. You don't have to worry about it. So we just delete it. So he can't do anything. That's the end of round 3. We're moving on to round 4. We are getting dangerously close to the round where we all start taking true damage, which is, I don't know why I always call it the attrition round, but it's not, and I forget the name of it. I know Varega's going to tell me in chat, right? Oh, and by the way, Varega, I did look up, just so you know, you do not get to keep fatigue round. Thank you. You do not get to keep bones in between rounds, in between battles, excuse me. Once the battle's over, all the bones comes out. It's definitely right there in the rule book. Unfortunately, it would be nice to be able to keep them, but so yeah, we don't want to get close to our fatigue round. We're in round 4. I'm going to go first. First thing I need to do is move. If I move, oops, I have to move 1, 2, so that's 2 of my dexterity of the 4. So we are going to roll our long blade for 3 and hopefully be able to use a sling stone if we get a decent damage. Jeez, that's all I ever get is 1s. Nope, sorry. Come on. I'm trying to roll that double. There we go. Okay, so we got a 2 in our long. We got a total of 3 damage. I do have to tick this down, which I'm assuming is there. Yep. We tick down our sling stones and we ding him for a total of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is looking a little more winnable now. We are moving him now, and he's going to move 2 towards me. 1, 2. He can't do anything. I like this. I love kiting. We're moving on to round 5. I need to kill him here. So here we go. I am once again, did I use my 2? I can't remember now. Did I use 2 already to do that? I must have. So I'm down to 2. Oh, no. 1, 2, 1, 2. I did that last time, didn't I? Yep. So I don't have to worry about anything at the moment, but I probably should move because all he has to go is 1, 2, and he's next to me. But we're gonna risk it. He's got 1 health left. Let's do everything we can here. We have a total of 4 dexterity. We're gonna roll our long blade and 3 attack die. No defense. Laying it all on the line here. So let's roll our long blade first, because if we get, actually that's all we need, isn't it? We just needed that 1 and poof, he got. He done. We won. I'm going to move us off the battle mat. So that's a victorious battle. That's awesome. Let's put our long blade back before I lose it again. And let's go look at which one did we do here? I think we did the first one, right? Yes, with the progress, like Varega said. So we are going to take our progress, a training point, and a day. So let me do both of those things. So day, progress, and a training point. I'm so tempted to go for the dagger because it can be used, I believe, with a sling stone to make it work ranged. Let me just go read that. Sling stones, they cost a dex. No, sorry, by 1. We got to roll them down. Let's see. Nugget cannot roll more attack. Oh no, it's only attack dice, so it can't be rolled like the dagger is not ranged, I don't think. Let's go read it. Nugget's dagger. Where's all the bleeds? Down there. Deal number of damage, also place bleed. So is it ranged? Because it doesn't say adjacent target. That is interesting. Target attack 9 minutes. Let's read up here. Such as long blade to reach non-adjacent. However, she cannot use attack dice against. Oh, so I can use that dagger and throw it. It's a throw-in dagger. Oh, okay. So I think I'm going to get greedy and I'm going to take that as our skill point. And that's it. We got to rest and recover. So we'll go back up to 6. I'm really tempted. I need to get something in health, I think, or dexterity. But anyway, let's move on to the next battle. Let me reset that to 1 and pull our next encounter. Uh-oh. It's a tyrant encounter. Sorry, I'm gonna have a sip of drink here. And there the problem with thick skin, yeah, he does have a lot of thick skin. And there he stands, the size of a gearlock hut, right in the middle of the path. Nom, the troll chieftain, and his cronies are clearly unafraid of leaving the safety of their lair. They are thirsty for blood, and this battle feels premature. It's good for Nom, not so good for this side of the battle line. With what feels like 0 time to prepare, there's got to be a way to delay this encounter. Perhaps fighting aggression with aggression would cause Nom to back off. If not, the crack of Nom's thunder club will resound throughout Daylor this day. Choice number 1 is a battle. This thing doesn't seem so terrifying. So you can see down at the bottom, there are no inherent, I guess, prizes for this if you're successful. So the choice is what we're going to get. EQ is made up of baddie points, which right now we're on 5. For a party of 1 to 2, add 2 1-point baddies. So we'd have a 5 and 2 1-pointers. Place Nom on the top of the baddie queue. He instantly leaves the battle at the end of round 3, or if his HP reaches 5 or fewer. That would give us a training point, a progress, and a loot. Or, choice number 2, we would get a training point for back away slowly. Okay, quickly. Nom chases our party throughout the day and night. Each party member loses 2 HP and must skip recovery phase. Well, I don't know. I'm living large today. We're going to go with choice number 1. So it's baddie points. Oh no, that's a 5 and 2 1s and Nom. That's like frightening to look at. So no, we're going to go with choice number 2. Back away slowly. We lose 2 HP and must skip our next recovery phase. So, and then we get to reshuffle this back in the encounter deck. Now, that can be a little weird in this mod. So I got to take this top card off. Take this off. No, not the whole stack. Whoops. Uh-oh. Flip it. Drop it in. Put this there. And it doesn't automatically go into its place, which is kind of sad. And then hit randomize. Okay. Except now I forget. Okay, we get a training point and a day. We don't get a progress. So we're day 6. We get a training point, which I'm going to put into health. And up our chip, but then we go, well, we go down 2, then up 1. So either way, it would have been 5. So we're at 5 out of 7. So we've already kind of been hurt in a way. But I think that's all we can do. Moving on to the next encounter. Hopefully it's not the same one. Next encounter, trust your gut. Rarely do I second guess my gut, but today might be the day. An inevitable battle awaits me up ahead, but there are 2 distinctly different camps blocking the way. The first appears to be filled with swarms of underlings and new recruits. The second camp, though less populous, only contains burly and battle-tested foes. While I enjoy hacking and slashing my way through countless Ebon as much as the next Gearlock, at some point I'll run out of steam. My gut says to second guess my gut, but my gut is also very hungry and now my head hurts. Choice. Okay, so down at the bottom, if we're successful with either choice, we're going to get a progress, 2 training points, and a loot, so that's not bad. There is no bonus for either choice, and both are battles. So first one is I'm a sucker for good old hack and slash. Our baddie queue is baddie points, but 1 point baddies only. So we might have some waiting in the wing. So we'll have to set that up manually. For the first 3 rounds of battle, any baddies that are defeated are added to the bottom of the baddie queue. So they just keep coming. Wow. Second choice is I've got speed. Time for some kiting. 2 5-point melee baddies. For this battle, after your attack, you may move up to 3 positions, ignoring dexterity. Okay, I think we're going to go for choice number 2. So we need 2 5-point melee baddies. We'll do a kind of a manual thing here and tell it that there's 10. I don't get the scout, right? Because I got damage, so no, that's not going to help me. So let's see what we get. Oh, I don't like... Okay, well, we've got an Orc Warmonger who has 6 health, 4 initiative. Oh, that's a lot of dice he gets to roll. 3 attack and 2 defense dies. He does have taunt, which, so if he rolls a bones, I have no choice but to attack him. And raiding, but there is no other orc on the board, so he doesn't benefit from that at all. Next up is our Troll Sage, 6 health, 4 initiative, 2 attack and 1 defense die. He has Thick Skin 1 and Inspire 1 when he rolls a bone. So that's that's interesting because it's not really going to change anything. Basically, Inspire lets them, if let's say there's him and then me and another Gearlock and then some baddies, Inspire would let the baddies move up and go after him, but I don't think that's really going to kick in here, but who knows. Let's bring out the dexterity, lane 1, lane 2, and now I have to roll. We definitely want a 4 or higher here. Oh, roll. There we go. Double roll. 3. Come on. Oh, can you say dead as a doornail? Like, wow. All right, we're gonna go on the board. Yike, that's awful. All right, so our lane 1 dude over here, our Orc Warmonger, is going to come 2 towards me and roll his 2 defense die and see what happens there. Well, he gets the benefit of both things. He gets the 2 defense, which, like, can it be any worse? Seriously? And he gets to activate his taunt, so I have to attack him if I'm adjacent to him. But actually, no, I don't have to attack him. He's not adjacent to me, so I don't have to. And that's going to be the end of his turn. Now, our big boy is going to go. Our Thick Skin Inspire Troll Sage is going to move 2 towards me and roll 2 and 1. There we go. I'm going to say he said, wow, that's awesome, not to my current position or role. So he's going to get, so basically he's Thick Skin 2 temporarily for now. He did roll a bones, but there's no one below us for him to inspire, so that doesn't do anything. And he hits me for 1 damage, which I have no defense against at this point. And now it's my turn, and I see no choice. Okay, I don't know how to moderate that, but I'm going to figure out a way to moderate that. Sorry guys, give me a second. I honestly don't know how to do that. Uncaring Saver, please don't spam my channel. Wow. Anyone know how to delete a chat? I just don't know how to do that. Oh, there. Hollow Whisper something. There we go. All right, moving on. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3 out of my 4 dexterity so nobody can hit me. And then I'm rolling my long blade for the 4th piece of dexterity to try and, because I don't need to use a sling stone for that. So let's roll. 1. So I knock off his, sorry, he was my target. I'm sorry. I knock off his 1 defense. And that is the end of round 1. I have no way to heal myself. Round 2. This big guy's going to move and he's going to go, oops, not his. He's going to go 1, 2 towards me. He does not get to roll a defense die anymore because he's used one. And that's the end of his turn. Next is this guy's going to go. He's going to move 1, 2. And I'm going to have no choice but to face him anytime now. And he gets to roll 1 defense die. I really want to get rid of that. I don't know how. I might have just done it. There we go. Sorry about that. As you can see, I don't have a lot of viewers and I don't really have any mods that are on. So he's going to roll his 1 defense and get to put it on his thick skin once again. And now I'm going to go. I don't really know what to do. Like, I'm going to have to just give in and attack somebody. But if I go 1, 2, 3, he's going to be able to get me next time. I guess that's better than both of them being able to get me, right? Okay, that's 3 of my 4 dexterity and my long blade. Did I delete it again? What is going on? Why does my long blade keep disappearing? I don't believe I deleted it. He's having trouble today. Sorry, give me 1 second. We did this last time, we'll get it again. Oops. Oh, it's not there anymore. Oh, because I took it out already. I thought it was... Oh, man. Okay, am I just looking at it and not seeing it? No, I definitely don't see it. It's gone. It is gone. All right, we're going to use something else as a stand-in for our long blade. And it's going to be an attack die. And 1 to 3 is a 1 and 4 to 6 is a 2. How about that? There we go. I'm probably looking right at it, but I just don't see it anywhere. So I'm going to roll my long blade. You know what? I think I already did that, didn't I? No, I don't know. I just don't remember now. So 1 to 3 is a 1. So that would be a bone. So that's a 1. And I'm going to hit him and knock off his defense. I'm not liking the look of this battle, guys. Going on to number 3. Once again, our orc warmonger over there, he's going to move 2 spaces and still can't roll anything. So next up is our troll sage, who is going to move and attack. So he's going to hit with 2 and 1. And let's see what happens. Okay, so he gets another thick skin and hits me for 1. Again, I have no defense. I'm down to 3 health. Yikey, yikey, yikey. All right, now I'm going to go. And I got to move 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Leaving me 1. Yeah, I don't like how this is going. I'm going to use this dagger. How about that? Instead of our long blade. And see if we can do some damage and or at least affect some bleed on it. Let's go for a double roll, roll, and roll. Okay, so we've landed that. It does get exhausted. He takes 1 damage, so we take that away, and he has bleed, which stays with him for the rest of the... I don't know if is there a bleed with just a bleed on it? No, just bleed 1 or nothing. Okay, so every round, and at the beginning of his turn, similar to poison, he's going to take a damage. And that's the end of that round. Problem is, once we get into the fatigue round, I'm going to die first and very quickly. So moving to round 4. Oopsie. Our big boy is going to go again. Hey, Mikey, how you doing? Good to see you, Black Sheep. 1, 2. And you've missed me deleting all kinds of things and having to ban somebody from the channel. We've lost my long sword, and because I've already lost it twice, I can't take another one from there. So if you have any ideas, I'm using a regular D attack dice for that now. Actually, you know what? I can actually use, just to make it a little more fair, the D6, which I don't think fits. Well, it kind of does. So 1 to 3 is 1, and 4 to 6 is 2. Anyhow, our other gentleman here, Ugly, is going to go, and he's going to take a damage because of his bleed. He's going to move 1, 2. And he can roll a defense die because he's not using one, so let's roll that. And he rolls a 2 naturally, because why not? And then I'm going to go, and I don't have a lot of choice here. I'm going to have to move just 1, which sets me up for him to attack, but not him, thankfully. Not yet, anyways. And man, this is just, yeah. No, there was just someone that's spamming, I guess, to click on a link for Dogecoin or something. I don't know. And I've never had to mod before, so I didn't know what to do, but we figured it out. Think about this now. So I'm going to move there, and I'm going to attack the orc. No, I'm going to stick to attacking this guy to try and whittle him down. So that's 1 of my 4 decks, which leaves me 3 decks. I'm going to use my long blade because it's an automatic success. So let's roll that. There we go. 1, so that's 1 long blade damage. And I get to roll 2 attack dice. Or should I roll a defense now? I think it might be time to roll a defense. So let's roll 1 and 1. Of course. Oh, that's from last time, so that stays there. Oh, man. And 2 damage, so at least that gets rid of his shield. And we're moving to round 5. And here we go again. Our big boy is going to move 2. 1, 2. Can't do anything. Already has a die slotted, so he's done. Next guy is going to attack me now with 2 and 1. This could be it, actually. He could kill me here. So he hits me for 3 and gets another defense. Did that kill me? It does. KO number 2. We are not doing well. Let me get back one of those die anyway. Yeah, Mike, it's one of those sessions where just the rolls aren't happening. And it's going really badly. I wanted to try Nugget for the first time. I think Nugget, at least I'm sure there's going to be lots who disagree with me, but I think Nugget might be better playing with somebody else. But it says she's viable for solo, so is what it is. We've lost that battle, and that's our 2 out of 3 strikes. So we get nothing for this except lose a day. Lucky us. We're going to have to, we only have half progress to challenge him, and we have 1 day left. So I think this is pretty much toaster strudel, boys and girls. Let's reset that. Let's rest and recover and move on. For F's sakes, we got this one again. And once again, we're going to run away and take our 2 damage because the first one's insane. Man, so we're going to lose a day. Does that now, if we're on day 8 out of 8, does that mean it's lost? Or I somehow have to get 3 progress points today? I guess that's what it is. So we've lost. We have lost. This was a brutal game, probably one of the worst and quickest that I've played. I mean, we're only at not even an hour, I don't think. I've lost it. I usually can see it, but I'm not seeing it now. But whatever it is, it's absolutely insane. No, it's a great game. It's just this was a particularly terrible one. So let's switch over now. I've tried to make an intermission scene. I don't know if it works, and I'm also, you can't tell because I'm very small way down there. I'm using a webcam because budgets are budgets. When I go to my intermission screen, it blows it up and you'll actually see how low res it is. But I think first we have to do the usual, out of anger type of thing and flip our table, right? Because you just have to. And it's gone. Look at it all fall away. So Nugget dies. Nugget gets a triple KO, fail, lost in the boonies type of day. And let's go to try that intermission screen. I hope this works. Everything still sound the same and look the same? I hope so. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'm in a void because you don't want to see the mess that's behind me. Well, it's a green screen that's behind me right now, but it seems to be okay on my face. It's just the chair rails seem sparkly. I'm sure there's some kind of adjustment I can do that I don't know how. And Black Sheep, there's a game that came out not like yesterday, but recently, called King of the Castle on Steam, which I've now purchased. You don't need to purchase it, obviously, but apparently it's a game created for Twitch streaming, but it requires a minimum of 3 people to be watching it. And as everyone can see with my typical viewer audience, I'm lucky to have that. If you ever get a chance to look into it, because I love to play it with you at one point in a stream, it looks like a lot of fun. So, but that's about it, guys. I guess that was a very quick failure, too many bones game, which is typical for me, honestly. The wins are far less than the losses, but that's the way a good game should be. You shouldn't just win it every single time. Nugget was fun. I get her, I think. I'd really just like to play her with somebody else. Maybe at some point would be a little more fun for me, or I just don't understand her enough to make her too viable in solo. But I will be back streaming again tomorrow is my plan, during the day in Eastern Daylight Time. So, probably 2 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon, which would be 7 o'clock British time. So if you're around, let me know. We can do something. No pressure. And once again, thank you everybody for joining in. I will catch you in the next stream. This will be up on YouTube probably tomorrow morning for anyone that may have missed it. You can catch a very miserable failure playthrough. May the dice gods be in your favor. Yeah, I agree. Later, man. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Go into my stream ending soon thingamajiggy.